The COVID-19 pandemic has brought many new challenges into people's lives. From quarantining to mask mandates, everyone has been affected. It has also brought new mental challenges for people, one challenge being motivation. But how has people's motivation been impacted by this pandemic?
What have I done to stay mentally healthy during the pandemic? I have taken up reading again. Actually, right when quarantine happened, I started reading. So I've been reading. When I have time, I'll do workouts as well. And I've started doing my nails at home.
I've been relaxing, hanging out with friends, and sleeping a lot.
To stay mentally healthy recently, I go to the gym a lot, I spend time with friends, and I like to read.
I've hung out with a lot of friends, played sports, been outside, done that stuff, kept up with my school.
I usually play video games with my friends and hang out with my parents.
Binge watch on Netflix, take lots of naps, go to work and just chill out. Try not to overstress yourself. When work piles up on you online, it gets very stressful, and then sometimes you just don't have the motivation to get all that done.
Once the pandemic started and I couldn't lift weights or go to the gym, and I lost a lot of muscle mass, and I just didn't want to work out anymore. But online school has been really distracting, and it's hard to stay focused.
I was battling anxiety and depression before the pandemic, and then when the pandemic hit, it got a little worse, especially with the anxiety of coming back to school with a bunch of students when you haven't seen anyone in months, and then to be back at school with a bunch of people, that definitely took a toll. My students have helped me stay motivated, making sure when they're excited about doing the activities and the lessons, it keeps me going as well.
I've had a lot of increased anxiety during the pandemic just because you can't do all of the normal things that we were able to do before, and it was almost like there was a fear of missing out, as well as it felt like it was harder to keep up with school and other extracurriculars just because I didn't have as much motivation, so I didn't really want to do anything virtually that were available just because it never felt the same. It has affected my motivation and work drive to be working on advice, and it has also affected my sleep schedule. I noticed that when I go to sleep, if I've been on a device all day, say for remote learning, I have a much harder time getting to sleep than when I'm in person school, just because the blue light affects the way that I sleep.
Yeah, I definitely have a lazy part of me now. I was usually really motivated and always doing something. Now with COVID, I've took naps all the time. So now it's in me to be kind of a lazier self.
As you can see, the pandemic has challenged many individuals, but has also brought new opportunities. Navigating through online learning and isolation affects everyone's motivation in different ways.